And that's what I hope you get from this business, that I hope that you get from what I have to say, and I hope that you carry this on to your people. So number one, I'm going to get super real with y'all about my story. I'm going to share things with you that I don't typically talk about or that I don't typically share. And I'm really excited to do this because I feel like so many of you need to hear that you don't have to have this idea of success of what you think it is. So how many of you on here have this idea that to be successful, you have to be perfect and pretty and have money and come from money, and you have to have people in your family that have been successful, and that you have to have special qualities, or whatever your depiction of success is? You think that it's not you. You think that you have so many things of what success means to you, and you don't have the qualities that it takes. You're wrong. You are so wrong. Every single speaker that spoke at Rise while I was there came from something. They came from a mess. They came from things that you would typically count yourself out for, and that you would see people in your life that would automatically say, I can't do that, because of what they've come from. So I grew up living in government housing. I have literally moved like 14 times in my entire life. It's because we didn't have the money to pay the bills. We didn't have the money to pay the next month rent. So what we did was move out. We got the pink slips. We got the letters in the mail. We got the foreclosure letters. We got the letters of notice of eviction. We got it all. My mom was a major alcoholic, and she chose alcohol over me in every situation that she could. We would have $20 left for food and anything else for the week, and it got spent on alcohol instead of things that we needed. And growing up, I thought that I didn't have it in me to be successful. I didn't think I had the qualities. I didn't think I had the background. I didn't think I had the support, the family, the right things that it takes to be successful. And I was wrong, because I had it in me already and I didn't even see it. I laid in my bed at night crying and hoping that I would not have to live the way that I was raised, that I would be able to be the mom that my mom never was. How many of y'all feel me? Am I speaking to anybody? Give me an amen. I don't know what your background looks like. I don't know if you struggled with parents with addiction, or not having any money, or living where you shouldn't have ever lived, or moving a lot, or whatever it is. Maybe you came from a perfect situation. But I want those of you to know that feel like your life is too messy, that you can't be successful because of who you are, because of where you came from, because of the things that you've gone through or done, or maybe you've made mistakes in your life. God is going to use your mess to transform it into a message for you to be able to share. God put me through what I went through with my mom, and with money, and with my whole entire family situation, and all of the things that I told myself I couldn't do. He put me through that so that I could share it with you, so that I could share it to people, to allow them to know that they too can be successful, that they have everything that they need, and they don't have to be this perfect idealistic vision of what a successful person is supposed to look like. Guys, we got up, sat down in those chairs, and people got up in front of us and spoke to us for hours. I was there from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and some days she stayed later just to talk. And every single person that got up on stage came from a mess, a freaking mess, okay? They came from destroyed families, from divorced parents, from parents that were alcoholics or addicted to pills, or they went through a bad breakup and they were suicidal, or, all these things, guys. And I sat there looking at these people, and we sit there and we stare at them share their success and how they have millions of dollars, and they've wrote all these books, and they've done all these great things. And they came from a mess, guys. They used that mess to influence and inspire thousands of people. There were 6,800 people in that arena, but think about how many events, how many people have read their books, how many people have watched their lives, how many people watch their stories and have done something. Luckily, we have people on our team that if they get inspired by my message, I see their success. These people speak on stages of thousands, and they don't know what people take away from it, but they have no idea what they've done, okay? I would go into the details of what all these people went through, but I just want you to understand that you have everything that you need. If I would have let my background and my story of where I came from depict my future, I wouldn't be here sitting on a Zoom or on a live telling you all the things that I've been able to do. I don't have to tell you, you've seen it. You've seen the things that I've been able to accomplish. You've seen the things I've been able to do because I used my story to fire me up and push me and elevate me to new levels that I did not think I'd ever see. okay? I was going to school to be a nurse because that meant money, okay? I wasn't going to school to be a nurse because I was smart or because I thought I could be or because I thought that that's what I needed to do. I did it for money because I did not want to have more month than money, to see $20 in my mom's account knowing it was going to go to alcohol and not to me, or to knowing I was going to have to miss out on so many things because we couldn't make it work. That was something I did not want to see for my life or for my children or for my future or anything. I didn't want anything to do with where I came from. I wanted to cut it off, to disconnect it, to literally cut that part of my life off with scissors because I was so afraid to be what everyone told me I had to be. Everyone in my circle when I was younger just never talked about dreaming. They never talked about things like my family literally worked at Pizza Hut and convenience stores and things that I was like, I don't want that. I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to be that person. I want to be successful. How many of you feel me? I want great big things out of life, and I want to be somebody that I'm proud of, and I want my family and my future family to see that I came from this, but it doesn't mean that that is what's defining me, right? Amen? Something? I am successful because I went through something that not many do and turned that mess into why I'm going where I'm going. I used it in this business as a vehicle to get the hell out of where I was. I don't know what your story is. I don't know if it's because you're struggling so bad you can't afford to take care of your bills or your children or anything at all. I don't know what it is, but I know that this business was put into your life to be a vehicle to take you where you want to go. Do not put your car in park and never get in the car. Do not try to turn left and try to turn right and go in reverse. You've got to put your foot on the gas and go to the place that you want to go. You're going to break down. You're going to lose tires. You're going to get a flat tire. You're going to have your broken transmission, but you've got to fix it and you've got to move on. Because I know that if you joined this business when you did, it was for a reason, because you're stuck, because you're struggling, because you're lost, because you needed community, because you needed friends, you needed money. I don't know what you needed, because a lot of people join this business for different reasons, but what I know is that God put this business in my life to change yours. He put this business in my life to show you that you can go from mess to success. He put this business in my life to show you that no matter what you're going through, it is not too much to be successful. I promise you. I promise that you have everything that you need. Maybe right now you don't have the tools in your toolbox. Maybe you've just got a screwdriver and a hammer, but you need about 17 other tools to be successful at this. You just haven't picked them up yet. You just haven't got the tools in your toolbox, but I know that you have the qualities in order to get those tools, okay? You may be struggling in your business right now and you can't figure out what it is. You can't figure out why you're not elevating. You can't figure out why you're not going to the next level, but let me tell you this. I did not join this business with every tool in my toolbox. I did not join this business with confidence. I did not join this business thinking, oh, I'm going to make $20,000 one day and I'm going to be presidential, and the goals I'm pushing for now are things I would have laughed at. Because all I wanted was $100 because that's where my mind was. That's all I thought that I could do. But now that I'm in this business and I've seen what I can do and I've seen the success and I've worked so hard, I think the unthinkable, because the impossible is no longer impossible to me, because to me, I've done the impossible. I went presidential coming from a person and a life that's unforeseen. I was 20. And I've done the impossible so that I know that I can do it too. And I've done it and you've seen me do it. So you should know that the impossible can be done for you. I had a small mindset when I joined. I had I just want to be successful. I just want to make a couple $100 because that's all my mind could see. But because I've worked every single day, I've picked up the tools along the way. I have failed so many times. I'm here. And that's why you're here, because you are here for a reason, to show people that you can come from whatever you came from and you can build a business and a legacy and a consistent thing every single day. Not that it's easy and not that it's always going to be perfect, but you're doing it for other people. You're doing it to serve others. You're doing it to serve yourself because of what you deserve. You live this life one time, and they told us this so much over the past 4 days that it clicked in my head that why are you being mediocre? Why are you barely getting by? Why are you literally going to your job that you hate, but not pouring into a business that you love? Why are you not pouring into yourself, but you're pouring into your boss and your other coworkers and things that aren't taking you to the next level of where you want to be, but you are not willing to pour into yourself? Guys, we live this life one time. One time. You have no do-overs. You have no extra time. You can't buy time. The only thing you can do is decide right now at 6:12 p.m. on a Monday, November 11th, that you're tired and you're over it and you're willing to do whatever it takes to get to that next level, because you don't deserve to live the life that you have been living. You do not deserve to live the life of where you came from. You deserve to live a life of abundance, of positivity, of growth, of financial freedom, of friendship, of community, of all the things that this business can take you to in your vehicle. Hop in the freaking car. Get in the driver's seat, grab the steering wheel, and go. Don't try to figure out how to drive the car. Go. Because you're going to learn. You're going to have people along the way. You're going to pick up people in the back of your car. People are going to get out. You're going to leave people behind. But the people that stick in your car and don't get out, and you're still driving down the highway, even when you get a flat tire, you get out and fix it and you get back in the car. And then you need an oil change, okay? And you go get it fixed and you get back in the car, because where you're going is so much greater than the places that you've been. An emphasis on the fact that people will get out of your car. People will get out of your car, but it's about the people that stay, and it's about the people that are on the front of the road and on the side of the road in front of you that you're going to put in your car, because there are people that need this business more than you. There are people that struggle more than you. There are people that have a messier past than you, and you're here to show them that they're welcome. How many of y'all have made a friend on this team? Drop a 1. Tag them. Tag your friend. Tag somebody that's inspiring you. Tag somebody that makes you better. Tag somebody that got in the car with you and is staying in the car with you because they know where you're going. So many of you struggle because you can't figure out why your team won't go with you. They won't stay in the car, and it's because they're not your people. It's because they're not meant to be there. It's because you haven't casted that vision of where the car is driving to. When I get in my car and I'm driving, y'all know where this team is going. Where is this team going? I'm not even going to say it. I want to know, where is this team going? Right here. Drop it below. Because my team is going to do great, amazing things, because I never got out of the car, because I never turned it around. I never just threw my hands up when I got a flat tire. I got in the car and I stayed in the car because of the people that are going to be in my car. Let's talk about opinions. Let's talk about people that don't see your ambition, people that don't know and don't believe in where you're going. Guys, I have been tweeted about, I have been mocked, I have been not supported by my own family, I have been told that this is not going to work, I have been told that I'm not going to be successful, I have been told all the freaking things. And at first, I let it get to me. And it made me cry, and I was so freaking emotional because I was like, why don't you believe in me? Why don't you believe in what I see? Why don't you see what I see? And I couldn't believe it, and I couldn't understand it. And guys, I knew where I was going from the very beginning of this business. I knew I wanted out, just like I told you all in my story in the beginning of this video. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to recreate my own story. I wanted to change the legacy of my family. I wanted to know that I can come from nothing and be something. And that is what I wanted. And if I would have let those people from the beginning tell me that I couldn't do this, and tell me that I was stupid, and tell me that this wasn't going to work and it wouldn't last, and that it was stupid, and that it was not the right way to do things, if I would have listened to that, none of you would be here. And none of the people that are going to join this team would be here if I would have listened to the people that were back in mediocrity that were trying to pull me back with them. The people that told me this wouldn't work are still where they were when I joined. They are still broken. They are still confused. They are still lost. And whether they see it or not, or whether you see it, you're a beacon of hope to them. Because people that doubted me from the beginning follow me still to this day, and they still join me, and they still buy from me, and they still start cheering me on one by one, because I don't care what people have to say about me, because where I am coming from is somewhere they've never been. They have never seen the things that I've seen. They have never seen and come from the things that I have gone through, and they have no right telling me that I can't be successful and that I don't have the right things and that this isn't the right business. They have no idea what I've been through. And that is why I do this every single day, because there are some of you that need this business more than I do, that would not be here if it was not for me saying, screw you. I'm doing great big things because I deserve it. I'm doing big things because I have everything in me that God has instilled in me to be successful. And I don't care what you think. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you think that I shouldn't sell skinny wraps for a living. I don't care if you think that what I do is stupid. I truly don't, because I know where I'm going, right? Let's talk about failure. You have to be okay with failing, because that is all you're ever going to do every single day in this business. You're failing upwards. I have said the wrong things. I have led the wrong way. I have posted things that I shouldn't have. I have said things that I shouldn't have. I've handled situations in ways that I could have had more patience or more humility or more grace. I have done things in my personal life and things in my past that maybe I should have handled differently, but I have failed so many times within my business, and that is why I am here, because you have to understand that an addition of failure and failure and failure and failure adds up to something great. Presidential for me was me losing rank from Diamond for 7 months, trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with me and trying to figure out why I didn't have things that successful people do. And in this point in my business, I for the first time questioned if this was something I really could do. Maybe I should have listened to the people when I joined. But I lost rank for 7 months, and I got over myself, and I figured out what I needed to do in order to become the best version of myself. And then I went double, and then I went triple, and then I had a spending issue, and I was spending way too much money because I was coming into so much money. And then I went presidential, and then I had leaders that I didn't agree with, and then I had people that quit that I couldn't get over the fact that they quit. And then I went through guys, I've been through it, and everything that you're hearing me go through, you will go through too. And that is why I push through the valley, because Rachel said, if you have a mountain, what is your mountain, guys? Drop below what your next mountain is, whether that is ambassador, whether that is presidential, whether that is diamond, whether that is rebuilding your team. I don't know what it is, but you need to shout out the mountain, and you need to stop looking at the mountain. You need to have the mountain at the top of your head. You need to know, this is where I'm going. But if you sit there with everything that's in front of you and say, this is my mountain, this is where I'm going, you will never get there, because it's too far. You need to break down everything into little things, into getting a new distributor, into getting them to Ruby, into setting a goal of how many customers and distributors you want to enroll. Set small goals so you can have small wins that are going to get you to the top of the mountain. But some of you have been just instilling in your head, diamond, 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 and you want the goal, but you're not doing the work to match up to it, and then you fail and you get stuck and you're in a valley and can't figure out why you're in the valley, but the valley is preparing you the most. The mountaintop you will not learn from. You will be guys, think about it. When you're promoting and you see that rank come past, your E-suite, and you see that paycheck and it's great, nothing's wrong. You're not growing. You're not looking at the things that are wrong, because everything's great. You're not looking at the people that quit. You're not looking at the customers that told you no. You've reached your goal, right? But when you're in the valley and you're struggling and you're not seeing the rank you want and you're not seeing the paycheck you want, everything is an issue. The people that quit, the people that told you no, the customers that stopped ordering, the distributors that went crazy on you and pieced out or joined the witness protection program. You pay attention to those things because you're down with them. You've got to realize that where you're going, you're going to struggle and you're going to fail, and you have to say no to the things that are not getting you closer to your yes. How many of you watch Netflix way too much? You stay on TikTok all day. You stay on YouTube and watch YouTube videos. You get lost in Facebook videos for hours. You choose everything else but your business, and you pour into things that you hate instead of pouring into things that you love. You're putting everything in front of this business and then questioning why you're not winning. You're questioning why you're in a valley right now, but you're putting yourself in the mud. You are putting yourself where you are because you're staying planted and you're not willing to put one foot in front of the other in order to get to the place you're trying to go. You're looking at that mountain while you're stuck in quicksand, and only you can get yourself out. I can't save you. Your upline can't save you. There's no one that can save you until you're willing to put one foot in front of the other and become the person that you have to be in order to get to the top of the mountaintop. I have been pushing for ambassador for a year. I have lost people. I have questioned myself. I have counted myself out to think that maybe I'm not made for this. Maybe that ambassador is just too hard, or maybe in a couple of years it'll come. But I have to stop looking at the fact that I want to be ambassador so bad that I have to break it down in between. I have to serve people. I have to help people. I have to show others the way. I have to cast the vision enough to where they all come with me. They told a story while we were there. Chris Hogan told us about how he went to do this conference for our military. I don't know what the program is. If you know, it's where the singers go to Afghanistan and have a concert for them. It's to give back to them because they can't be here. And he went over there and was hanging out with them and talking to them, and realized that all of the men went to the bathroom together, and they all went to this together. And if one person got called to this, they all went together, and they walked in little huddles. And he said, what if your team did that? He asked them, he said, why do y'all travel everywhere together? And he said, if it's not all, it's, if it's not one, it's not all. Like, you have to go together, and we have to accomplish things together. And, if something were to happen, out in combat, they have to be together. And if one person goes, they all go. And he said, what if you treated your team that way? What if you created the culture and the vision within your team that you failed and they're willing to fail with you, and that you're willing to succeed and they're willing to succeed with you, and they're willing to go through the valleys with you because you've been through them, because you've struggled, because you've had issues, because you went through and were willing to fail and said no to the things that didn't get you closer to the top of that mountain, to that yes. I would love to know that I have created vision enough for my team, and that I have failed enough, and I have shared with you the things that I've gone through, that when I am down in the valley, that you're down there with me, and that when we are experiencing success as a team and we're winning, we all win, because it was the ones that were down in the valley with me, hustling and, getting your paychecks back to where they need to be, and enrolling even when they maybe aren't enrolling, and they're out there working and hustling to where when we are winning as a team, you're right there with us. That is the culture I want to create within this team, and I know that that's where we are. I know that there are people, and I want you to voice it if you are one of those people that is willing to do anything to be successful, who is willing to do anything to see this team win, who is willing to do whatever it takes to be successful, because that's what you know you deserve. This one hit me hard. Quitting cannot be an option. Failure is inevitable, but quitting is a choice. You choose to leave. You choose to quit on something because you're not willing to work hard at it. And he said, yes, people throw in the towel all the time. Yes, people throw in the towel, but you shouldn't even bring the towel to throw in the first place. Anybody? Did that shake anybody? You should not bring the towel to throw in the first place. Throwing in the towel shouldn't be an option. You should be willing to fail, but not willing to quit. The next thing, do not lower your ambition for people. Do not lower your ambition for people. You need to incorporate more discipline and work harder, not lower your ambition because people around you think you're being too loud. I will voice my opinion. I will share where I'm going every single day, even if people do not agree with where I'm going or do not understand where I'm going. I will never not be loud about what I want. I will incorporate more discipline and more hard work on the times that people tell me that I can't, or the people that don't believe in where I'm going. I will say, watch me. Who has that mentality? Watch me. I don't care if you have something to say. I don't care if you doubt me. Sorry, I have hiccups. I don't care if you doubt me. I don't care if you don't believe in where I'm going. I know where the hell I'm going, and no one is going to tell me anything otherwise. And I know how many of y'all are like that. Somebody says you can't, and I'm like, ooh, watch. I will do whatever it takes to be successful, and no one will ever tell me that I do not have it in me, or that this isn't going to work, or that this will fail, or that I don't have discipline enough, or that, I'm doing it, okay? Now we're going to do one last thing. How many of you have told yourself you aren't capable, you aren't worthy, you don't have the things it takes to be successful, you can't sell things, you suck at this, you're not pretty enough, you're not skinny enough, you don't have enough value, you don't have a close enough relationship with God, you don't know if you came from the right family, you don't think that you have it in your cards to be successful? How many of y'all have said something like that? How many of you have told yourself that you can't do it? I want to know. I'm dropping a 1 because I've done it too. I want to know who has said that they can't do it. And I want you to think of all of these things and imagine that it's a person telling you these things. And I want you to name it. I want you to name it. This is the exercise for you. All the times that you sit there and tell yourself over and over and over that you can't do these things, you're going to name that person. Because guys, could you imagine what you would do if this person was sitting in front of you telling you these things out loud? If you walked into a grocery store and Pam, I'm going to name mine Pam for a second, walked up to you and said, I don't think you can do it. I don't think you have what it takes. I don't think you're pretty enough. I think you're fat. I think you're ugly. I don't think you can be successful. You would punch that fool in the face instantly if somebody said that to you, or you say, oh, well, there's a crazy person on aisle 4. Why is it okay for you to sit there and tell yourself these things in your head over and over and over and over? Why is it okay? Why do you think that you can do that? Because he also said, there's no, I mean, this is deep, okay? We're about to get real deep. There is no reason for you to think, when people say of like killing themselves, guys, you kill yourself every day. There's a silent gun you have up to your head by you telling yourself that you can't do it and that you're a failure and that you're not pretty enough and you don't have what it takes and you can't be successful. You kill yourself every day to the point where you kill your entire dream altogether. Ed Mylett said, I have this vision in my head of when I get to heaven and I see this person and I see me, on Judgment Day, and I see this person in heaven, and I only hope that when I get to heaven that person is exactly who I am right now. That in my present body, I am exactly who I envision of myself standing next to God on Judgment Day. And if I don't see that person, and if I am nothing like the person I'm meant to be, that will be my own version of hell. You have got to envision yourself as the best version of you, and you have to work towards that person every single day. If that person is strong, I want you to type in the comments of what you want yourself to be. Who is your ideal person? I hope that when I look into the future and I see Cheyenne standing there, I hope that she is confident. It's kind of hard. I hope that she is ambassador, filled with a team of ambassador people. I hope that she believes in herself. I hope that she knows that she's created a legacy for so many people. I hope that she knows she's powerful. I hope that she knows that she can do anything that she sets her mind to do. I want you to see this person in your head and for you to work towards her every day. Be that woman, be that person for her, and show her that you're working towards that person every single day, even if you get knocked down, even if people don't see the same ambition you have for yourself, even if people don't have the same vision for you. Don't listen and work every day to be that person, because you can too. If I saw success, guys, you can see success. If I came from a family that told me I couldn't, that still tells me I can't, you can too. If you have this baggage that you feel like is holding you down, throw the bag away. Stop adding cinder blocks to your backpack. Stop adding, you can't do this, you're not worthy, you've failed too much, you've lost rank, you're not seeing the paychecks you're supposed to, people quit your team, so you must not be a good leader, you can't enroll customers, so you must not be cute enough. Throw the freaking bag out. Stop adding weight every single day to the goal that you're trying to reach. You're never going to get there if you keep doing that, if you keep adding the baggage, if you keep adding the things. So I'm going to tell y'all about this little analogy that was so good. So for those of you that feel like you can't get people to believe in your vision, right? How many of y'all feel that? Drop a 2. You feel like you can't get people to join your team. You can't get people to believe in you. You can't get people to see your vision for yourself. You can't get people to understand. Drop a 2. I want to know. Drop a 2 if you can't get people to see who you are. So, when Steve Jobs first created Apple, okay, when he had this vision for iPads and whatever, like iPhones is the word I was looking for. When he had this vision, guys, he called the owner and CEO of Pepsi, okay? He believed in this man. He knew that he could help him create this vision and create this company of Apple to what it is now, okay? So Steve Jobs, he couldn't get his business running. He knew that he needed, and his name was Scully, okay? Kept calling Scully, kept calling him, kept emailing, kept texting, kept doing this, kept doing that, and he wouldn't answer him. He thought he was crazy. He thought he was stupid. He was like, no, like, I'm already the CEO of Pepsi. Like, I'm not joining your business. I'm not doing this with you. Like, you're going to have to find somebody else, okay? So he kept calling, and it was back when the phones were in the car. Y'all, we don't know that life, but phones used to be in the car. Steve Jobs called him one more time and left a voicemail and was like, dude, if you don't want to do this with me, it's going to be the biggest regret of your life. Okay? If you don't want to join this business venture with me, you're going to regret it. And he was like, if you don't want, like, this is my last call to you. If you call me back, I will tell you what this business opportunity is. But if you don't, I will never call you again. And he listened to the voicemail in his car with his wife, and his wife said, and Steve Jobs said, you sell sugar water when I have a business opportunity that is going to completely change your life. I mean, guys, Steve Jobs was a nobody at that time, calling the CEO of Pepsi, telling him he sells sugar water because he believed in what he had so much. Do you have the same belief? Could you call that dream person that should be on your team and tell them that this is my last attempt to tell you, but if you pass this up, you will regret it for the rest of your life? Do you believe in this business that much? And then he said, he called him. He made that call, and his wife said, well, you do sell sugar water for a living, and this guy seems pretty passionate about what he's doing. He left being the CEO of Pepsi to start this job with Steve Jobs when he had no idea what it was going to be, and now look what Apple is. Him and Steve Jobs created this business of Apple together because he stayed consistently sharing it with him, okay? So for those of you that feel like you don't have it in you, that you don't know what you're doing, that people aren't joining you, you're not sharing the vision enough, and you've got to share the vision of where you're going, and you've got to believe in this business like nobody's business. You've got to believe in what you're sharing. You've got to feel convicted to give this to everybody. I feel convicted to share this with everyone that will listen because I know what this business has done. I know what it's done for me. I know what it's done for my relationship with God. I know what it's done for me financially. I know what it's done for my people. And I knew this even before I was successful. I knew that this business had what I wanted to share. I knew that this business could change so many lives, and you should feel the same freaking way, okay? And he literally just said, like, you can have anyone. It doesn't matter. And there are people on your Instagram I know that you look at and you're like, they would never join this business with me. Well, that's why, because you don't even believe in it yourself. Okay. The last thing I have to tell you is stop playing small. Stop making these super small goals and getting to them and quitting. Stop saying that you can't do that bigger goal because you need to accomplish the small things first. Yes, you do, but you're playing so small, and you're saying that you can't do these things and you don't have it in you. And I literally just preached to you for I don't even know how long I've been here, probably a little while, about you need to stop it. Stop telling yourself all these things. Stop letting Pam in your head, like Rachel Hollis was describing her girl. And she was like, I think that the girl in my head has a pixie cut like Kate plus 8, and she's fat, and she has all these crazy colored things, and she's rude, and she's that person that always has to have an opinion, and she literally made this person, and every time somebody comes into her head, which is the devil, and tells her that she can't do it, she imagines throat punching Pam. Maybe that's what you need to do, because some of you literally text me all the time and you're like, I can't do this. I can't be successful. This person told me no. I'm discouraged because I can't enroll customers. Well, sister, you're not working and you're playing too freaking small. I said this on the Zoom last night, and I'm going to comment the Zoom in the comments. So if you haven't commented on this video and you missed the recording of the video, drop a comment so that I can tag you and I can comment the video. But I shared in there, how many of y'all have just heard of Rachel Hollis? Maybe you don't even know who she is, but if you do know who she is, how many of you have heard of her within the last couple of years? Guys, she's been at this business for 16 years. 16 years Rachel has been writing books. She's been posting content. She's been believing in herself. She's been going through failure. She's been crushed. She has been hustling to create what she's created. And she has been doing this for 16 years. And for the past couple of years, she has blown up. She wrote 5 books that got 10 people to buy them, and the 6th book was Girl Wash Your Face, and it's now the number 2 best-selling book in the world. People are not finding success because they give up before they even give it the chance. This business is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This business will not happen overnight. This business will not give you everything that you need if you're not willing to give it everything you have. You've got to learn to work. You've got to learn to stay consistent. You've got to learn to fail and be okay with it. You've got to learn that if you want to be successful in this business, you're going to have to work a little bit harder, okay? You're going to have to understand that if you want to be successful, you're going to have to go all in. And you're going to have to stop letting Pam tell you all the things that you can't be. And you're going to have to stop listening to the opinions of other people. And you're going to have to stop saying that your mess is keeping you from where you're going. And the baggage that you have on your back is the reason why you're not going forward. Throw the bag off. Let go of the mess and turn it into your message, and share this with people that need this business more than you, and learn to show up for yourself every single day. Pour into yourself like you love this job as much as you love your corporate America job that you show up to every single day. If you can show up for that, you can show up for this. And I want to know in the comments something that you've taken from this. Share with me. What have you learned that I have shared with you that you are now going to carry into the rest of your business? What have you learned that you are going to show up for every single day? I love y'all so much. so freaking much. And I believe in you with everything in my heart, because what I see in y'all is what I saw in myself when I first joined this business 3 years ago. I saw somebody who wanted more. I saw somebody who knew that she could be successful if she just stayed consistent. I knew that God put this business in my life because I was meant to be here, and that he prepared me for everything that I wanted. Don't be the person that has all these dreams that dies with the same dreams that they've had their whole life because they're not willing to take the first step. Take the first step and do the things that not many people are willing to do. Go out there and share this business and believe the freaking hell out of this business and show it to everybody, okay? So I love y'all. I love you so much. I'm proud of you, and I am so excited for what is coming over the next couple of weeks. You need to make sure that you're working. You need to make sure that you are showing up every single day, because you are going to get left behind. If you do not show up in every way that you possibly can, if you do not make potentials list, if you do not write down your potentials and you're not going out to find the potentials, you are going to get left behind in the next 2 weeks. Don't say I didn't tell you or help you with anything. That's my last tip to give you. Go work. Go freaking work, because you're going to regret it in a couple of weeks if you don't. Love y'all. Bye.